What is going on? Welcome back to the greatest city in the world, Wrestling City. And today we will be making our official SummerSlam prediction. SummerSlam takes place live this Saturday in Cleveland, Ohio, from the Cleveland Browns Stadium. So there's seven matches on this card, and there's really going to be seven title defenses. Now you're probably wondering, seven, there's really only six. Well, that's because for the first time ever, the Wrestling City Predictions Championship will be on the line for the first time ever. So this Saturday, we will crown the first ever Wrestling City Predictions Champion. As always, you know who I am by now. I'm Taylor, joined by my great
And
friend.
yep, and I'm Ryler. I didn't know if you were gonna say it or I was gonna say
Yeah,
it.
oh well. But how you been, man?
Good. I mean, we have been talking. I mean, we were, hanging out, talking during Raw and whatnot, and we have been looking forward to making this predictions video because it has really. So at first, when Money in the Bank was over and we were going into SummerSlam, we were like, it's looking like kind of a mid card, but as the weeks have gone on, this is actually looking like it's a pretty solid card. So I have spent a lot of today and yesterday, past few days, honestly, just thinking over my picks. I've switched out a few of them. I've been debating back and forth on some of them, but I think I officially have my predictions. Now, a few of them I could see going either way, but I'm gonna go with my gut instinct.
There's about three matches for me that I'm so torn on, and yeah, like you said, I could see them going either way. But it is a prediction so we have to make our predictions. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. I know that's a small number, but that's a big one to us. We try to give you guys the best content that we can possibly, and I just want to say thank you guys. We appreciate all of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Come join the greatest city in the world, Wrestling City. And don't forget to like this video and let us know in the comments down below what your predictions are for the show this weekend. With all of that being said, I'm ready to get into these predictions if you are. So, as always, Ryler, which match would you like to make a prediction on first?
So my what I think is going to open up the night is they need a match that is going to be just I mean, we know the main event already, so the opener needs to be one that's going to have some serious crowd momentum behind it, somebody's people can get hyped up for. And I think the perfect opener and the one we can start with is going to be Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as a special guest referee.
Interesting.
And I think this one, for me, I've seen a few different things, like people talking online about who they think is going to win this, but I think this one is pretty straightforward in that I think Drew McIntyre is going to win this match because if Punk wins it, there's not really much of a reason for them to continue. I mean, I guess I mean, you could still really continue it no matter what you do because Rollins could just cost Drew or whatever. But Drew's momentum, the way that it would continue going into the next few pay-per-views, and I assume culminating or reaching its close to peak at Bad Blood, I think that Drew needs to win this first match in order for it to continue on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you as Drew. I've got Drew winning this match, but I'm not so sure if that'll kick off the show. I was thinking more maybe like Liv and Rhea, maybe that will kick off the show. I'm not sure though, but yeah, I've got Drew winning because yeah, obviously I think he needs this win more than CM Punk does. Because if you think about it, CM Punk's been winning for the last like 3 or 4 months. Really, I mean he's gotten so many wins without actually getting a win over Drew McIntyre by pretty much screwing him out of the World Championship three different times. He pretty much got the win over Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, then got the win over him at Clash of the Castle, and then once again at Money in the Bank. Not really getting a win, but you probably get what I'm saying. But yeah, Drew McIntyre needs this win, and obviously we know what this is leading to, probably the Hell in Cell match, Bad Blood, and yeah, so yeah, Drew McIntyre has got to win this Saturday, and that too I think is going to win. It'll be interesting though to see how this match plays out after what Seth Rollins said in his promo Monday night. From what it sounds like this is just going to be a free for all because he was saying that, I'll count when I want to count. Uh, you'll submit when I make you submit, something like that, and talking about how he'll make a disqualification when he wants to. He'll count out. He might count to 10 or 30 or whatever. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do in this match. My biggest concern, though, is going to be CM Punk. It's his first match back, and I'm just praying to God that his body can keep up for a short time. I mean, Jesus, he's getting hurt
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, you never know. It seems I mean, towards the end of his career, yeah, really injury prone. So hopefully there's not going to be many issues. And yeah, like you said, I think it's pretty clear forward. Drew's going to win, and then they can continue to. This match can be the easier match of those of the series, and then we can build up. The true test is going to be, like you said, what everybody thinks is going to happen, the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. So I mean, I think with CM Punk in this match, I think having Seth Rollins as a special guest referee will let some of the pressure off of CM Punk. So I'm
Yeah,
really excited
yeah.
for this match. This is probably the most exciting match on the card. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I've got Drew McIntyre winning that one. Next up, let's go with the United States Championship match. You've got Logan Paul defending his United States Championship against L.A. Knight. Who do you have in this one?
So this is one that I have been deliberating back and forth who I think is going to win this match, but uh, I think ultimately my gut says that I think LA Knight is going to win. I at first was thinking that he may not win. I've kind of been just because Logan Paul. I mean, I get that he's not wrestling every single week. He's not appearing every single week, but his status in the celebrity out of wrestling world elevates WWE to just a totally different point that they haven't been able to reach without that. So I get why they have the title on him, and I can totally see them making him retain. But with how the matches have gone, they've done all the brass knuckle spots they can do. I think somebody will interfere. Some maybe Jake Paul question mark question mark. I know I was saying it's in Cleveland. I think
Yeah.
KSI, there's going to be some crazy YouTuber, streamer person interferes, I think. Uh, but I think this is a good time to put the title on LA Knight. If he doesn't win it during this time, then I don't know when's going to be a better time, honestly. And also, another big influence on that decision is what else I'm predicting on the card. But ultimately, I could see it either way, but I'm officially predicting LA Knight.
Yeah, I'm going with Logan Paul in this one, and here's why. It's because during the Money in the Bank qualifying match, it was LA Knight who pinned Logan Paul to get into the Money in the Bank match. And I just don't think they're going to have LA Knight pin Logan Paul twice in a row. As much as I want to see LA Knight become a champion, I just I just don't see it happening at SummerSlam. I think they could have a multi-match feud, and I think he could win it in Bash of Berlin if they do it then. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Logan Paul. So that's who I've got.
I could see this either way. This is one
Yeah,
of the more unpredictable matches on the card. Those were the two or so. There's three that I'm debating on, like we were saying. But this was probably the second most one I was torn on. But yeah, my gut tells me LA Knight, so I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I've got Logan Paul, so we've got one different. So next up, we've
Okay.
got the women's championship match. You've got Bailey defending her title against Nia Jax. And now this is one of the matches that I'm torn on, but I'm gonna have I'm gonna go with Bailey. I think Bailey retains this match, and I don't think we see a cash in from Tiffany Stratton this weekend.
Okay, so I guess it makes things more interesting because I am predicting Nia Jax. I now
Oh,
my
okay.
prediction does not mean my who I want to win. I totally want Bailey to retain the title. But with how I just they've been building up Nia for the past few months and making her more. She's pinning everybody. She's looking more of a dominant force. Bailey hasn't really been doing that much with the title, honestly. It's I, well, first of all, I think we can agree though. I don't think a cash is going to happen just yet. I think it's going to be a few more months down the line. I think maybe she'll come out and like like the whole attempt to cash in or whatnot,
You
and
see,
maybe that'll cost her. I don't know, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's what I'm
either
thinking.
way, I see Nia Jax. Yeah, especially since like I was saying, Bailey, she hasn't been doing much, so I don't know what they would do. I think the way for them to do a rematch down the line would be for Nia Jax to win it, and then them have a rematch at the next PLE.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think Tiffany Stratton will cash in, but I think she'll attempt to, and I think that'll somehow like distract Nia Jax, and then that'll allow Bailey to retain. So I've got Bailey retaining. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with it. So
Yeah, I was debating on that too. My original pick this morning was Bailey, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, a few of my picks switched today.
all right. All right, next up, we'll make a prediction for the Intercontinental Championship match. You've got Sami Zayn defending his title against Braun Breaker. Who do you got in this one?
I mean, we've been once again. I'm going to continue though. We say this every PLE, and it ends up Sami Zayn keeps the title, and I love it. That man's a goat. But I think that this one, it's just we said this every time, but it has to be Braun Breaker, right?
Yeah,
I just see.
yeah.
I don't think that, especially since he lost clean at Money in the Bank, and he stood tall last night on Raw. I think that everything just makes sense for Braun Breaker to win, and especially since what I said earlier, with I think LA Knight's going to win the title. I think a babyface and heel. I don't see both the champions being heels at the end of this night for the U.S. and IC title picture. So yeah. I think this is no actually one of the least difficult picks, and I think Braun Breaker is definitely going to win this match.
Yeah, I've got Braun Breaker as well. I've had this pick made for about 3 weeks now, and I've just been bugging you about it. I mean, this is the time. This is the time that they've got to do it. I mean, if you want all those people that were saying that, oh, Braun Breaker's buried after he lost clean at Money in the Bank, which he never was. That just made him stronger. And then
Yeah,
yeah, and also if you want to put those Sammy Hogan allegations to bed, then I mean Braun Breaker's got to win this one. If he doesn't win, then I think you can go ahead and start saying that he might be buried because yeah, I don't know. So
well, and also another consideration for this match is that what everybody's assuming or predicting is going to happen going into Survivor Series is Bloodline.
yeah,
Roman. We'll talk about that soon, I imagine. And I think Sammy will get involved in that, and the IC title doesn't really need to be thrown into that. So I think that this is the time to put it on Braun, and Sammy can go his own separate way and start this storyline with the Bloodline if it happens like that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that after this, I think he'll get maybe a rematch against Braun Breaker, and then he'll lose, and then he'll get into some bloodline stuff. So yeah, I've got
Yeah,
Braun
yeah.
Breaker winning this one. Finally, he. I'm one of the biggest Braun Breaker fans right now. So when he wins that title, I'm going to I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah, I mean, Braun, he deserves it. I'm cool with it. I love Zayn, but it's his time. I agree.
It is. All right, next up, let's make a prediction for the Women's World Championship match, and that is Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. I've got Liv Morgan winning this one. Rhea Ripley, it just wouldn't make sense for her to win this one right now. I mean, if you want this feud to continue after SummerSlam, which I think it will, then you need Liv Morgan to retain here, and it will just make the storyline more interesting. I think you just need Rhea Ripley to be the chaser for right now. But do you think Dominic Mysterio will? Obviously, I think he'll play a part in this, but do you think if when it comes to that, will he intentionally help Liv Morgan win, or will he accidentally help Liv Morgan win? Because I think he will intentionally help Liv Morgan win, and yeah, she'll Dom's gonna
I
turn
think
on Rhea.
I definitely agree that Dom's going to turn on Rhea, but I don't know. I don't think maybe. Yeah, I'm not thinking at this pay-per-view. I think that so for sure. I agree. Liv Morgan's going to retain the title. It just doesn't really. Rhea doesn't need to win it back so quick. I think that would take way too much momentum off of Liv and what's going on with this storyline. But
Yeah,
I think it's going to be more like because she I think he's gonna come out and he's gonna like what happened with that steel cage match. He's gonna do something to try and help Rhea, and then like Liv ends up winning with like a roll up or something like that, like some sort of capitalizing off a distraction. I think that Dom's not gonna turn on her until I'm not gonna say I don't know what's gonna happen in Bash at Berlin, but I think that it's gonna be at least a few weeks out from now. I think that they can extend it a few weeks longer. I think the next night or 2 nights after on Raw, Rhea can have this segment. She's all mad that he cost her. I think that they can do a little bit more before they officially make that divide between them.
yeah. Part of me, I just think this whole where Dom screamed at Liv like last week and said, basically said that I hate you. You've ruined everything. I think that's all part of a plan between Liv and Dom and Finn. So I think Dom's gonna turn on Rhea and then side with Liv Morgan. So, and I think they're going to kiss too. I think
Okay,
I
well,
think
either
it
way,
I
our
think it'll
predictions, we
probably
both agree
be
Liv.
yeah, I think it'll be something kind of like the when Trish kissed who was it? Christian after he beat Chris Jericho.
Christian, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be something like that. So that's what I got.
Okay, yeah.
All right, next up,
Okay, let's get to the one we're waiting for because yeah, I
and what's
think we're
that?
almost at it, right?
Yeah.
Well, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest against
Ooh.
Gunther. And this one, okay, so first of all, before we give our official predictions for it, this entire like feud has been it's just really insane because a few weeks ago when we were first looking at this match, I've been saying for the past few weeks that like this feud kind of reminded me of like Jinder versus Brock Lesnar going into Survivor Series 2017 in the sense that I thought it was going to be this one match that they are hyping, but it doesn't sound like it wasn't a good pairing. So I thought last second something was going to happen, like Rollins was going to be thrown in or Balor was going to be thrown in and make it a triple threat. But these past few weeks, their build up for this match has been very surprisingly very good. I think they've added some interesting dynamics to it, and the shift in momentum, it really is a like a tutorial for how everything with just how you can do it. Just a few segments can change those what people are thinking. Because okay. So before I get too far lost off that, I have been deliberating this one. Like this is a one I have erased. Gunther Priest. It's just there's so many factors in between this. Um, geez, as I'm saying it, I'm still like, I don't know, but I am going to go with. I think Damian Priest is going to retain. I think that it's not going to end in a decisive like what's it called the South of Heaven. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
he's gonna hit his finisher or anything. But what I think is gonna happen is, I mean, there's a factor with Finn Balor possibly turning on Damian. There's also what's his name, Giovanni Vinci. He hasn't been seen since Imperium split.
Oh
He's
yeah.
on SmackDown, but they could very easily. I mean, that's just a quick, simple segment, to change that. Uh, there's that going on. So it's like, could Finn turn and cost Priest the title? But it could also be he helps him win and then he turns on him after the match, and then that leads to them. Now, the one factor I was very torn on is the fact that Bash in Berlin is the next pay per view, which is obviously Gunther's going to go into that, the hometown hero. But who says that he needs to go into there as a champion? Maybe he can win the title going into it. I think this feud is so good that it can go longer than just 3 or 2 weeks or however long it's been for this feud. I think that it could have this ending and then go into Bash in Berlin with an even better stipulation, like falls count anywhere, like 2 out of 3 falls, or really anything to extend the seriousness of this feud. And then that's when Gunther wins it. I think long term Gunther's going to win, but ah, I'm going to have to go with Damian Priest.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm still torn and I'm sitting here right now trying to think because I have to make a pick. And I'm kind of starting to regret making my pick on Bailey earlier because I don't see them having both the king and queen of the ring
That's exactly another thing I was
winners
considering too. Yep,
lose.
I agree on that.
And
I
credit
yeah,
credit to WWE for making this feud and match like worth it because I mean we were saying when we were doing our predictions for Money in the Bank, we thought like Seth Rollins would beat Priest because we thought that Seth Rollins and Gunther would be the better matchup. But I mean, looking at it now and the build up for this Priest versus Gunther match, I think it'll be a great match. And I just think, I mean, I think any Gunther will have a great match with just about anybody. I mean, that's just who he is. But for my prediction, man, so about 2 weeks ago, I was 100% on Gunther. Well, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I was 100% on Gunther, and then the week after, I was like, okay, now it's maybe about 70-30. And dude, right now it's about 60-40 in favor of Gunther. I've got Gunther winning this one. I was see because like you were saying, the next PLE is at Bash in Berlin. It's in Germany, and I was thinking, okay, maybe you could just have Priest win here. I mean Gunther, yeah, Priest win here, and then have Gunther win the title in Germany. But I'm gonna I'm gonna stick with my pick that I had 3 weeks ago because I don't want you to give me no shit about it because that's what you like to do. Oh, look at you changing your pick. So I'm sticking with Gunther. But I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Priest wins. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Gunther.
so first, this is the by I mean, literally bar none, this is the match I'm the most excited for on this PLE. More than Solo and Cody, more than Drew and Punk. I am just it's so
I'd say it was.
unpredictable.
I'd say it's the second one for me,
I
behind Punk and Drew. But
I just I think Damian Priest is really Damian Priest is the most organically like heel to baby face that we have seen in WWE in I don't know how long. There's probably one that I'm not thinking of at the moment off the top of my head that would maybe top it, but there's not many heel to face ones with the like it shifted. So they've been doing all this. Priest has always been the for a while has been the I can do this without help of Judgment Day or whatnot. But his shift from like a few weeks ago, he was still kind of like the heel going into the matches. Now he is just I think he's such a good baby face, and people don't give him enough credit for his character work. And
Yeah,
yeah,
fair enough.
it's been rough at times. He had that mess up where he was basically just messed up at Money in the Bank, and he did kick out of that. That really kind of tainted that match. But this match, I really think could be a wrestling clinic, and I think that the storytelling possibilities with there's just so many things that can happen. Finn Balor, will Giovanni Vinci get involved in this? Uh, can Dominic get involved in this? Rhea could possibly get involved in this. I mean, there's just a lot that could happen. I could see either, though. I could definitely see Gunther winning this match and then them having a rematch at Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, yeah. Part of me was thinking about changing my Bailey and Nia Jax pick to because of this
No,
pick.
you're locked
But
in
yeah,
now.
I'm locked in
You're locked
now.
in.
So yeah, 'cause like I said, I just couldn't see both King and Queen of the Ring winners losing their championship matches at SummerSlam, and I've already got Bailey winning, so I kind of put myself in a
Why did you
corner.
change that? You're predicting Gunther.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I'm picking Gunther because I picked Bailey to beat Nia Jax.
Yeah, yeah,
So
one or the other,
I
basically.
kind
Yeah,
of put myself in a corner there.
I think that it's not necessarily these three matches are very. I could see either one going on, so it's not completely a confirmed thing just yet. But yeah, I think that the King and Queen of the Ring consideration is a big factor for it, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So that just leaves us with one more match to make a
Mhm.
prediction on, and it is the main event. It is Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa. I gotta ask first, do you acknowledge Solo
Yes,
Sikoa as
yes, the tribal chief. No, well, okay. What I thought you were gonna say, get out of here. You're just jealous. You don't acknowledge our tribal chief. No, what I thought you were going to say, though, is do you think Roman Reigns is going to return? And yes, I think he's going to return. I was
yeah.
debating on that, but I mean, they literally put what was it, on that segment on SmackDown of him. So I think he's going to return. But as far as predictions go, knowing WWE, I could totally see them doing a huge upset and having Solo win the title, so it could be Solo versus Roman for the title. But I am going with my instinct, and that is I think Cody Rhodes is going to retain the title.
Yeah, yeah. Cody Rhodes is winning this match. I mean, I just don't see Solo Sikoa winning. Get out of here with that bull crap that Solo Sikoa is winning this match. He doesn't stand a
Here's the
chance.
thing. Whenever with WWE, sometimes when these matches are so unbelievably like this is so clearly going to happen, it ends up they do it just for the sake of the upset. So I don't think that's going to happen, but I wouldn't put it past WWE. But yeah, I agree. Cody's going to retain the title tonight.
Yeah, I got Cody Rhodes winning, and I actually have, like you said, I actually have Roman Reigns returning as well. My only issue with that is how they're going to do it, because
Yeah,
I don't. It wouldn't make sense for Roman Reigns to return in the middle of that match and then have Cody Rhodes and like pretty much help Cody Rhodes win. Because first of all, Cody took the title from him. And then if you have him return afterwards, I feel like Cody Rhodes would just be second fiddle to that story moving forward. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know because yeah, like I don't see Cody just beating him clean because that would. just with Reigns returning and all they built up with the tribal chief stuff, I don't see them doing that. But dude, Solo, I could see him winning the title and it being them for the title down the line. Maybe a triple threat or something.
Good
I don't
grief.
know. I just hope it doesn't end in like a DQ or something. That's all I'm hoping.
He's not winning the title. Just get out of here.
Okay,
Get out of
every
here with
time
that.
you go into this confidence, so we may as well just change it to Solo because every match
No.
they're like, "Oh, he's not winning. Why are you even
The
considering that?"
listen,
They
the
end up winning.
listen, the only person that needs to take that title off of Cody Rhodes is Randy Orton. It shouldn't be Solo. It's got to be Randy Orton, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, that's a whole
It's
nother
not,
can of
yeah,
worms.
it's
Yeah,
not going to be Solo Sikoa. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that now. I'm confident on that. So, and it's gonna. I mean,
every time you're confident, we'll see. I guess. I guess
whatever,
we'll
dude.
see.
Get out
Say
of
what you
here.
said to Chad Gable, to Braun Breaker at Money in the Bank,
Whatever,
to
dude.
Gunther at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness.
We'll see. We'll see. And that's one of the best parts about this event. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments down below what your predictions are for this PLE. I'm looking forward to it. Another reason why I'm looking forward to it is because we will be in person together watching this event. We were together for last year's SummerSlam and it was quite a letdown, so I'm hoping that this year's is a lot better than last year's. On paper, it seems like it's going to be that way, but fingers crossed that we have a good show. So, anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Nope, that's about it. We've covered most of it. I look forward to being able to watch this pay per view. We're going to be able to watch it in person together. And yeah, like you said, hopefully it's going to be better than last year's. Fingers crossed, because that one
Yes.
was terrible.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible. I mean,
That's a whole nother thing to open up. But hopefully it's going to be better.
yeah, true. Well, that pretty much does it here. I'll see you, Ryler, this weekend, and I will see the rest of you guys next time. Until then, peace.